Hello, this is Reverend Don Lewis coming to you from beautiful Chicago. And today our question comes to us from Afterfove. And Afterfove asks my opinion of anti-natalism. Now, for those of you who don't know what anti-natalism is, it's the idea of being opposed to birth, pretty much as such. Now, I am actually a believer in the availability of means of limiting population, such as birth control, and multiple sexual choices that do not result in pregnancy. I think that is very responsible to limit one's reproduction to what one can afford and what society can afford. However, I'm nothing resembling an anti-natalist, and as in most things, I would recommend the middle ground, which is responsible reproduction, favoring neither natalism, which is the idea of birth for birth's sake, nor anti-natalism, which is non-birth for the sake of non-birth. I think that it's very important for us to be mindful of our resources and our world, but also of our future. And if we do not reproduce ourselves, we have no real future. And I think that anti-natalism is basically cultural suicide. Now, I have met pagans in the modern world who do hold anti-natalist points of view, but again, I don't really worry about those because as soon as those people are gone, they will not have reproduced themselves, and that point of view will go with them. And that is, in the end, my strongest objection to anti-natalism. It is, again, cultural suicide. The ideas held by the anti-natalist do not survive them. Now, Afterfove also asks about historical perspectives of paganism on anti-natalism, and I'd have to say that, with the possible exception of the height of the Roman Empire, I don't think there's ever been a time that pagans have favored anti-natalism. They've often favored population control, but not non-birth for the sake of non-birth. Now, the early Christian church did favor this idea, at least in terms of its religious orders, and so did certain segments of imperial Roman population, which had to do with the overpopulation of Roman cities. And I think that anti-natalism is a reasonable reaction to overpopulation. I just don't think it's a good idea. Limiting population? Certainly in a responsible way. But the idea of no reproduction at all, I don't think is a good idea in any context, and historically, pagans have not favored such an idea, and my understanding, certainly of the paganism I practice, is very much pro-nature, pro-body, pro-sexuality, and pro-children. I certainly think that one should always reproduce sensibly, and that many people are perfectly right to not reproduce at all if that is their choice. But that's a far cry from anti-natalism. So, I hope that answers your question, and until next time, may you blessed be. But wait, don't forget our books, Witch School First, Second, and Third Degree, and also Living the Wiccan Life, and Ritual in Theory and Practice, available at a bookstore near you, or get them direct from us at www.witchschoolstore.com.